Early warning sign for the Montfort Golden Arrows. They're currently unbeaten in 5 home matches. Could go unbeaten in 6 for the first time since a 9-match unbeaten run from 2020 into 2021. With a 2-0 win over Pirates, in which Pule Mori scored a brace, the last in that sequence of 9 unbeaten matches under Madeleine Kazi, who now sits on the Pirates bench. This is Monopole Saleh. Good skill from Saleh to bypass Lunga. Has put the ball into a dangerous area, only partially cleared by Arrows. And then he sees his opponents. Sets up for Saleh, swung towards the goal of Gumede, punches clear. Well, it is a fast start from an Orlando Pirates perspective.
Once again, you see those combinations from Orlando Pirates. Saleh this time on his stronger foot chooses to whip it into the box, and that's where you want to see the likes of Kermit Erasmus really lurking in those areas.
Zuke down, turned 24 last month, the man who took the captain's armband from Sibisi after he departed to Orlando Pirates. Those two formed a wonderful partnership. Gumede heaves this upfield. Orlando Pirates have it back in possession. This is Nda. Munyane is ill-disciplined against Kakuna United. Cost Pirates dearly after he was sent off. They spent a long period of the second half operating with 10 men. Eventually succumbed to Babina Nokuba 2-0. He's back for the first time, serving that too much man. Nda dispensing an upfield, sensing the presence of Dwangwe behind him. This is Ndlondlo. Has options, stabs it through for Kermit Erasmus. Checks back inside. Saleh! Orlando Pirates opened the scoring. Well, the pressure builds and builds, and they get their reward. The side that have been so shy in front of goal break the deadlock early here. We thought it might have been Erasmus, unselfishly played in Saleh, and they have a lead on the road.
Yeah, Golden Arrows just probably in the change room because they just seem to be struggling to deal with this pressure from Orlando Pirates. Kermit Erasmus doing really well to go off the shoulder, holding his line so that he remains onside. Saleh gets on the second ball and doesn't miss. Golden Arrows conceding in a critical stage, critical phase of the game, the first 5 minutes, which is very, very crucial.
Lovely, crisp, purposeful pass from Kermit Erasmus. He picked out Saleh. And many were surprised when he was included in that lineup for the first leg of the MTN8 semi-final against Mamelodi Sundowns. But he's continued to justify his spot in the starting 11 and rewarded this evening with his first Orlando Pirates goal. Now, Duzo Sibia. Early in his career, netted a couple of goals against Orlando Pirates, all the way back in 2015 and then again in 2016. Managed to find Pule Mori in the box. Can't make anything of that. Saleh turning on the afterburners, waiting for reinforcements. Bit of a poor ball. So with that goal from Saleng, they end a drought against Le Montfort Golden Arrows that stretched back 1,327 days since Justin Shonga netted in March of 2019. And also the last win for Pirates over Le Montfort Golden Arrows. Clear pull from Tim.
Yeah, you're going to see this quite a lot this evening. Golden Arrows making sure that they make use of the turnovers, maybe even possibly trying their luck on the transition. And Tim just really caught behind in this case.
Dwanvete Suke. Siaboy and Globu. It's unfortunate to see the ball fly off him against Mamelodi Sundowns in a valiant effort last month. So lost 2-1. Here's Mori. That's all give and go, but nothing materializes from that particular attack. Ndwandwe is being asked to operate a little further upfield than usual, though he is accustomed to sometimes being deployed as a striker, very versatile player.
I think maybe just because of his height, his physicality, maybe Golden Arrows just thought they could push him up a bit, and the likes of Sibiya, Modi as well, just to support him, Makawana, in and around those areas, just hoping that they can put a bit of pressure on Orlando Pirates so that they don't build up comfortably.
Suke alive to the danger. Getting that one clear. Scored an equaliser in their last game against Stellenbosch, having never scored a senior goal. 5th minute of injury time. Very, very composed finish to earn them a point. Clemens Erasmus has taken a rather nasty blow in an uncomfortable area from Themba Matiane. Oh my goodness.
I think he got the ball.
Saleng whips in the resulting free kick. Mede comes to claim. Lunga provided the option, he wants the return. Spinning away from danger. This is Obeko Dlamini. Over the top force, Sibiya is latched onto this well. There's the attentions of Saleng. Lovely pass from Sibiya. And Dlamini's control not tight enough, but Sibisi still trying to get rid of it. But eventually he will. Miguel Dube for Arrows. Maguana. Nzali. Lunga clipped into space for Mori. Nisanda with the clearance. And they recruited from Kakwa United. Looking for options. Nyane wins the aerial duel. Nice little flick from Ntlondlo. Can't link up with Tim. Sibisi. Senda. Munyane with great composure. Trot on his foot.
Yeah, Sibiya just caught late there. Munyane really going for that turn. I think if he had succeeded with that one, he would have been on his bike.
Yeah. I did mention Sibiya has a couple of goals against Pirates. He scored at the end of the 2015-16 season. He scored at the very beginning of the 2016-17 season. Both games had something in common. Pirates thrashed Arrows. And he scored the solitary goal for Abafana Gastende. Dube finds Modi in space. Modi thought about pulling the trigger. He's dispensed this to Magawana, and they have won themselves a corner. When Modi looked up, I thought potentially the long shot was on. They have scored plenty of goals from outside the 18-yard area this season. 4 of their 12, more than any other team in the division. Hoisted in, it's found its way to Lunga. Sibiya. Duso Sibiya. Oh, clever. And the header from Vincent Ndwandwe wide of the mark.
Great vision there from Sibiya. Just looking to lob the ball into the penalty spot. Unfortunately, this time around, Ndwande's off target.
One goal for Ndwandwe this season. The only instance where he's come off the bench was against Rumo Gallants. And managed to score. Came on for Knox Mutizwa, who is a long-term injury concern for Lamont for Golden Arrows. He'll only be back after the World Cup. Dion Otto has hands all over him, so I guess it's no surprise that Ndlovu goes in the book.
Yeah, I think players should know once you go into that jersey tugging, that's his chances of getting a yellow card. But Ndlovu had no pressure. Dion Otto was cutting in. I thought he could have passed him on to the next player and maybe go and get into shape once again. But this time around, I thought decision-making wise gets him a yellow card.
So bottom left-hand corner of your screen is the log as it stands. And Orlando Pirates, they came into this, the day in 5th. They dropped to 6th with Chippa United having won and moving above them. Chippa United getting the better of Sekhukhune United. But if they can hang on for 3 points and move into 4th, there's Munyane. Doesn't have the pace this time around to get by Lunga. He's given it away cheaply in Zimbabwe, and this is the goal scorer, Saleng. Assessed his options, delivered a ball that had a bit too much on it. Orlando Pirates will obviously be hoping that Saleng can fulfill his potential, and they purchased him after his wonderful season with Free State Stars back in the 2021 campaign. Was in the championship, scored 13 goals. Wasn't on the score sheet as frequently for Swallows last season, just the 2. Ndar clutching at his inner thigh, it appears. Saleng helping it forward. Now he's picked it up again. Kermit Erasmus. Fierce effort. Gumede couldn't hold it the first time of asking.
Once again, Golden Arrows, just that miscommunication in the back four. They seem to be a little unsettled. Zuluke here trying to pick up that second ball, but you have to be quite impressed with the way in which Orlando Pirates have started this game, making sure that they initiate that high press.
Now Putani has had to come off his line to thwart the danger. Derrimson Ndwandwe trying to latch onto that through ball. They can't afford to go to sleep for a second. In this division, Arrows are known for moving the ball very swiftly from one end of the field to the other.
I think what really makes the movement so seamless for Golden Arrows is that players like Sibiya, Modi as well, Makawana are not always rooted in one position. They move and interchange in those positions.
Now Magawana has been brought down. And the referee has allowed play to continue on here. Ooh.
Yeah, very dangerous there from Mayela, who I think was very late on the tackle. Surprising that the referee didn't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, late and high on the knee.
Dangerous play.
Dangerous. Lucky boy, the captain. Ribeiro hoping that they can reverse their fortunes on the road. They've lost successive games away, most recently to Skokuni United, before that to Maritzburg. It's the first time since October 2019 that they've lost back-to-back away games. Today, if they lose, they could go 3 successive away games, tasting defeat for the first time since 2011, but they do have the edge. And when they have scored first this season, which has been on 5 occasions, they've converted 4 of those into wins. Just against Stellenbosch in August did they score the first goal and drop points.
Very interesting task for Orlando Pirates this evening, taking the lead. Now it's more about managing the game, but also making sure that they do not concede or lose the game.
Breaks again, Monopoli Saleng. This time opts not to cut inside onto his left, and Maziani does what's necessary.
Saleng is such an exciting player to watch, does really well to get into that 18-yard box, and that's where you want to force the defenders to commit the errors. But as soon as he puts it on his right, it becomes a bit difficult because it's his weaker foot.
Those flying wingers have always been part of this club's DNA, and he is terrorizing that left-hand flank of Lamont Golden Arrows, playing inverted. Now swung in towards the back post. Is kept alive, clear now. Arrows may have an opportunity. It's 2v2. Skips away from his man brilliantly, Pule Mori. Now charging forward. Magawana, his only option. Good defensive work done. Munyane staying composed, waiting for that moment to put a foot in.
I thought, what a golden opportunity there for Modi, who just really fluffed it with just trying to execute that step over, and unfortunately just the ball got stuck under his feet. But I thought that was a good transition run from Modi. 2v2 situation, I thought could have been a lot quicker in terms of the execution, but a great move nonetheless.
There's Erasmus, brilliant skill, Kermit Erasmus, hands over the responsibility to Saling! And he's done it again! Orlando Pirates ripping up arrows. Problem in front of goals? What problem in front of goals?
Problems for Golden Arrows. From the first whistle of this game, you could see that they were just really not comfortable in that back four. They have to make sure that they hold their line, deal with the runners, especially the likes of Saling, who make those runs late in the box. Kermit Erasmus does really well to bring it under control. Goalkeeper Gumede should have done better.
Well, still excellent work done by Monapuna Saling, but question marks over Gumede's keeping. 2 assists as well for Kermit Erasmus. 2 instances where you thought maybe he should have taken the chance on himself. He knew better.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a bit of maturity from a player like Kermit Erasmus, his experience coming to the fore. He's flanked by 2 defenders, big physical defenders in Zuke. It's quite important that the likes of Ndondlo get closer, Saling as well get closer, so they pick up on the second ball, get into the second action of the game.
Well, a nice touch from Erasmus. This is Ndondlo turning it on in the centre of the park, perhaps a little ill-advisedly. Ndondlo, a little more pragmatic with his next involvements. This is Munyane. Saling hunting a hat-trick with 65 minutes left to play. He's already equaled his tally from last season. And here he is, Saling. Munyane. Scored goals like that for the reserves. Thabiso James Munyane this time doesn't quite get it right.
Orlando Pirates really doing well on this right side of the flank.
Yeah, and in terms of their goal attempts, 5 in total, 4 on target. Pretty decent considering coming into this game they had 59 shots off target. Only SuperSport and Kaizer Chiefs had more off-target shots than Orlando Pirates, so a lot more economical now in front of goals.
The coach will certainly be happy about this because this is the Orlando Pirates that you want to see. If they are in charge of the game, they should be lethal in front of goal. This is the kind of confidence that they need, doing everything right in most of their games that they've played this season, but just failing to be clinical in front of goal.
Dube helps the forward. Dlamini Namori. Almost intercepted, but it makes its way out to Magawana. Miguel Tim tracking Modi. Well, you wonder whether that tackle from Maela, had it been spotted, might have been potentially game-changing moments, because it's getting away from Arrows, even at this early stage of the game.
Arrows just really approaching this game a bit open in midfield as well in the defense. Nda just here getting fouled. You would want to see the likes of Ndwandwe really also implementing that high press to make sure that the likes of Nda don't really build up comfortably from the back. but Golden Arrows seem to be sitting back. But of course, it's 2-0. They should be coming back into a good block so that they defend a lot better than they have.
Lunga shielding it back to Gumede. Divine Lunga produced a piece of magic against Cape Town City in their first match after the international break. Equalizer in that game, the rain bucketing down, Darren Keat spilling the ball, and Lunga smashing it in on the volley. They've scored some sublime goals this season at Lamontfort Golden Arrows. They need some of that magic here against Pirates. This is Hotto. Erasmus somehow works it to Saleng. Oh, close.
He is having the time of his life. He is looking sharp, does really well once again, gives that dummy, looks to try and place, and the ball just behind the goalkeeper, but misses the target.
In the end, it's about 1.5 yards wide of goal, but he put a lot of curl on that. It's a decent effort. Here's Mori steering it through for Ndwandwe. Flag had been raised. Philipseni Ndwandwe earned his 100th Lamontfort Golden Arrows cap 2 games back against Cape Town City. He's playing today in his 90th league game. He earned that 100th cap with 88 league appearances and 11 in the cup. Sibisi came through Arrows reserves. Hails from Bobomeni near Howick here in KwaZulu-Natal. Wonderful success story. So quarter hour remaining in the opening periods. Monnapule Saleng's double as that separates the two sides. Have scored at least 1 goal in their past 6 Premiership outings. For the international break, they hit Swallows for 4 right here. Erasmus has threaded it through for Saleng. Little touch of his heel. And then the setup for Dlamini. Corner. The hosts really struggling to contain the trickery of Erasmus, the pace of Saleng, and giving the ball away like this cheaply doesn't, or rather letting Erasmus latch onto it so cheaply doesn't help. It was too easy for Pirates, too easy.
Too easy. You look at player Mbonjane making a direct pass right in the middle. It's wide open. Arrows need to do a lot better in getting back in that block.
Glongo delivers. Ndara gets something on it. With Captain Mayela and Sibisi having really cemented themselves in that defensive line of Orlando Pirates. Dar fighting it out with the goalkeeper, that other remaining place is the Nigerian, who seems to be just a little ahead in that regard. Sibisi, by the way, here he is on the ball, finding Saleng, the only player who started every single league match for Pirates this season. There's Erasmus. Saleng. And he had anticipated a little dart in behind from Kermit Erasmus that wasn't forthcoming.
Saleng was hoping that Kermit Erasmus would continue with his run, but that was just not communicated.
I think you can excuse them. They've had an almost telepathic understanding tonight. St. Ndwandwe flings it in towards Magawana. His only option inside the box. Now those two need another virtuoso performance from Velinsen Ndwandwe. He was involved in 3 of the 4 goals they scored against Swallows, 2 assists, and a very clever skip that I personally think should go down as an assist to allow that man Sapir to score. Here's Ndwandwe. Lifted in towards Sapir again. Touchdown for Dlamini. Well, his 1 goal this season was incredibly special. It came against Swallows, this time a more routine chance.
Great combination play from Golden Arrows. And once they start turning it on, you know how threatening they are.
Yeah, Saleng in behind. Now, was there a touch from Divine Lunga? Referee says no. Tripped forwards. Munyani got his head on it, but Moni's been able to swing this out wide for Ndlovu. Magawana taking on Mayela. Dlamini. Dube. What do you make of that, Amanda?
I don't think it was a penalty. Lunga tried to go for the ball using his left foot, completely misses it. I don't think it was any malicious attempt on Saleng. He just goes down very easy, I think.
Modi. Still a dangerous scoreline if Arrows can establish a foothold in this game. They appear to be gradually growing in confidence. Two goals they conceded would have felt like a real gut punch from Orlando Pirates. And as a player, as much as you guard against that slipping into your mind, you approach the game, if you're an Arrows player, thinking, oh, we're coming up against a Pirates team that just are really struggling to score. And then this happens.
Yep, it's all just about the discipline, about the shape. Very important for Golden Arrows, who seem to have lost their shape. Get the likes of Dube to come closer to Jamin in that midfield so that there's no much of room.
Sibia to Ndwandwe. Defensive work done. This is Ndwandwe. Dlamini. Spent 2 seasons at Tuks before making his way out to Arrows' Magawana. Place pass intended for Ndwandwe. Space for Saleng again. Attempting to locate Erasmus with the outside of his boot. Looking to return the favour.
And this is how you really work on those combinations on the field. And clearly the Saleng Kermit Erasmus combination is one that is breeding the fruits right now, but you want to see likes of Ndlovu getting into the action. Dion Horto's been quite quiet this evening.
Yeah.
They need to get into the action as well.
Well, the stats tell a story. Dion Horto on that left-hand side for Orlando Pirates, only 11% of their attacks have come down that flank. It's this man who's in form, Saleng. Now Erasmus. Erasmus pulls the trigger. Breaks kindly for Hunter. Just wide.
it's wave after wave of attack. Orlando Pirates, very interesting, very interesting. And I think the likes of Dion Horto, if it is that the shot is missed or gets on target, Orlando Pirates never really followed up on the second action or the second ball. But tonight, they seem to have improved in those areas.
They spotted Mandla Ntakazi on the bench 2 seasons back, led Namotful Golden Arrows to their best ever finish, 4th in the league. Subsequently recruited by the Buccaneers. Well, Darrow is actually shading their possession, but Pirates doing so much better with the ball they do have. Saleng lays it off. Monyane gets a shot away into the shins of the assembled defenders. There's Miguel Tim. Lovely little turn from Tim. Monyane, a bit short for Ndlondlo. Tim again, steers it across field like the first time ball. Mayela, Ndlondlo. Smith can't link with Saleh.
It's certainly going to be a very long evening for Lunga, who seems to be the only one that is doing the defense on this flank, which I think Saleng does really well. The tactical ability, he just tucks into that midfield, allowing Monyane to overlap.
Lunga now. Monyane does excellently. I think he would have been very disappointed in himself and that the red he earned against Skokuni United has come back strong in this game. He hasn't been, I guess in inverted commas, punished by the technical team to leave him out longer. He's seen out his suspension and he's in the 11, although that has a lot to do with the absence of Bandile Shandu. Away by Hotter. You do wonder though whether if Shandu had not sustained a knee injury, it's just a slight strain, by the way, for interested Buccaneers fans, whether maybe they would have continued with him. Shandu and Ofori both nursing knee injuries at the moment, as is Ntsikelelo Nqadi for Arrows.
It would have been a very tough call for the coach. I think if it is that you are in his head, you're also thinking this should be a lineup that can build confidence and momentum just ahead of the Soweto derby. So I do feel that maybe Shandu would have been one of those starters this evening.
That's Dion Horto. Smith with the loose pass. He has been brilliant so far today. Rolled into the path of Lunga. Well into the final 5 minutes here. This is Ndwandwe. Toppled by Tim. There's a bit of doom and gloom surrounding Orlando Pirates coming into this game, but as things stand, looking a little more rosy. Level with Richards Bay and Mamelodi Sundowns on 19 points, just behind them on goal difference. If they score another, they will go above Richards Bay. Little goal difference. Head on goals scored. This is Magawana, collects for Arrows, and then delivered in a rather ineffectual free kick. Sabia in space. Ndlondlo to meet him, Lunga, and Ndwandwe! Flag is up. Brian Kanyako on the far side, raising his flag immediately. We had the benefit of another look, and he's made a spot-on decision.
Very accurate. At first glance, I too thought that it would have been slightest of margins, but the assistant does ever so well in this regard.
Now, the for Golden Arrows with another opportunity. Free kick on the edge of the area. Dwandwe, the man brought down.
And you did question the first attempt that Maela made, that first foul. That could have been a yellow card. And considering this second foul, maybe he would have approached the game quite cautiously, but this sort of lunge and this sort of tackle, I think the captain could have done a lot better.
So, Ndwandwe is suggesting that Maela should be sent off. That's why he's pleading with the referee here, because he's saying he's clean through on goal. Maela's the last man, but I think there's a covering run from Sipisi.
Yep. I don't think it's a clear or an obvious scoring opportunity. So the referee, once again, spot on.
So the perpetrator, Maela, part of Futshani's wall. Lunga presence. Provides a left-footed option. Tunenori also into the ball. Rebecca Dlamini's joined the party. Modi strolled away. It does appear that it will be Dlamini. And he strikes, and it's straight down the throat of Futshani.
Dlamini decides to go straight for this one, trying to break through the wall. Ponjana had it covered. But of course, these are situations that Golden Arrows would like to see themselves, and maybe even utilizing those opportunities.
Ball goes in favor of Orlando Pirates late in the first half. Dlamini also down. I think he'll know he could have done better with that free kick as well. I was surprised to see Zuke go into the book for that.
It's just the frustration, Grant. He's had to make more of those challenges because his midfield is quite open. Him lunging into that midfield creates more problems in the last line of defense, where Kermit Erasmus is always looking at Zuke to commit himself and utilize those spaces.
That's a whistle to signal the end of the first half. So Kabelo Dlamini will have plenty of time to recover and receive some treatment during the interval. Orlando Pirates hold a 2-0 advantage, courtesy of a double from Monapule Saleng. His first goals in Orlando Pirates colours. Arrows looking a little shell-shocked, Amanda.
Yeah, they are. I think the conversation now in the change room is to make sure that they get back into their shape, not lose it in the second half, and be a bit more organized.
Well, Orlando Pirates looking to put to an end a 3-game winless streak in the league. After 45, they lead 2-0.
showing the Jekyll and Hyde nature of the season.
Right?
I mean, wow, where have they been, you know? Especially Saleng, you know, great press high up the field here by Monyane, you know, shows good composure to cut it back. And then Ndlondlo finding himself in the box. And I don't think he really picked the spot there, but hit with a lot of power. And unlucky for him that it wasn't the first goal of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you have Ndlondlo in the position that he's playing today, because it gives you an option to push forward as well and get into positions like this. We've seen those go in sometimes where you smash it just on the roof of the net. Just unfortunately that he elevated it a bit too high, but very good attack, very good start by Orlando Pirates, very positive and on the front foot. And I'm hoping that in the second half they can just continue and not allow Golden Arrows to get back into the game.
Yeah, well, in the first half, that pressure continued unabated until this happened. After an omni-shambles as it was, we saw, of course, Saleng getting on the score sheet.
Yeah, most certainly. That's what I was, before the game, I was asking myself, what does the coach expect from a Saleng and a Dlamini?
Yeah.
And he wants them to get into positions where they'll be able to take shots at goals, score goals, create goals. And Saleng has done that very well today. I'd like to see more of that from Dlamini instead of just being a possession player, but more creative and also getting into areas, especially when you have an Erasmus there who's very intelligent and very calm on the ball, the composure about him. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you if you are clever and play positively.
What really made this goal, I think, was that little pass into Erasmus, who took up a very clever position from Ndlondlo. Zuke not getting tight enough to Erasmus, you know, and then from then on, Erasmus, who's a very intelligent player, you know, didn't try to get a snapshot off because there was too many defenders in the way, and very cleverly and intelligently played it off for Saleng.
Yeah, when you look at the options as well that are available for Orlando Pirates in attack, I think that's something that's most certainly been aiding them.
Yes, and when most especially with having Erasmus here, because you can engage him in any type of a situation. Here, you think a ball behind for him to run onto. He does the right thing, controls it, beats the defender, and like Matthew was saying earlier on, in tight spaces you can engage him as well. He's going to have that close control and be able to maneuver out of the tight situation. So it's working very well for them. I think if one thing they need, Golden Arrows would need to fix is to take care of an error situation. But it's very difficult with the Mansiane being played out of position.
Yeah, slightly out of position, but I like the way the Pirates have mixed it up. And you know, not afraid to put that long ball in, you know, but Arash really should have met that ball on the bounce. They let it bounce, and then Mansiane kind of turns the wrong way. You know, Rasmus turns him inside out. But ultimately, the goalkeeper should still be saving this. This is actually not the best shot from Saleng.
Yeah.
You know, it's rather, he almost scuffs it, you know. So Gumede tries to push at the ball instead of just simply getting both arms down to block it or to gather it. Poor piece of goalkeeping from him.
Yeah, look at the numbers, Saleng, eh? That's been the difference. 3 shots, 2 on target.
That's what you want to see from a player like him. When you're playing in that number 10 position, then you are looking to create opportunities beyond the end of opportunities. I wasn't happy with his performances before this game, but now what I'm saying, it's very positive. That's what you need in those guys. That's why Paris struggle with goals. And today, completely different story.
Yeah, and here again, you know, the starting point is in front of Dube and Dlamini. And they've got to be very careful once they play that ball into Erasmus. He's got a sweet left foot. And Hotter decides to catch the rebound on the half volley. Very difficult technique to choose to get it on target from that angle, but I like the confidence.
It's one-way traffic at the moment. How do you redirect the traffic?
Well, you know, Dlamini and Dube have got a lot of work to do because Sibia and Magawana are not going to track back to help out their fullbacks. And particularly Lungu is having a very tough time with Saleng. Perhaps Pirates are going to change the point of attack, who knows? But Saleng has had so much joy against Lungu, I don't think they will. So Dlamini's got to track in and try and double up on Saleng just to negate that particular threat.
Wanted.
I think first they need to recover better because now Pirates have these rapid attacks whenever they turn them over and whenever they get spaces to operate. So I think if they can start by doing that, then it will get them back into the encounter.
Okay, all right. That's the word of advice here in the studio in terms of what Abafana Bafana have to do chasing this game. But we know that lead, get 2-0, never really very safe. So they're going to want to capitalize very, very early on, of course, from kickoff of the second half, rather. That is Golden Arrows. A reminder that the Woolworths Braai competition, that is still on. We want you to continue to send us pictures of you enjoying your braai, and of course, the beautiful game, courtesy of Woolworths.
It doesn't get better than a sizzling South African braai. Stock up on all your braai favorites at Woolworths during the DSTV Premiership season and win. Just send us your pics of you and your crew around the braai, and you could stand a chance to win one of 9 5,000 Rand Woolworths braai vouchers. Simply head to the SuperSport website or app for all the details. Proudly served up by Woolworths, the difference.
Upgrade to the awesome new Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. Available at participating retailers. Awesome's what we're doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Air Biliato. Enjoy a taste of wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Air Biliato.
Biliato, a taste of wealth.
Unbox the whole internet. Unlimited fast 5G home Wi-Fi. Now with upgraded streaming and faster speeds.
Just 772 Rand a month to insure her Yaris? No wonder she's out on the town. When his insurer hiked his premium, he called us for a great deal. Just 556 Rand a month for his Jimny. And he's scoring by paying just 390 Rand a month to cover his Fiesta. SMS car to 31570 now to switch and save on your car insurance. Royal Flush Gin, 5 times distilled, French luxury.
It's modern art. Serie A, live and in HD, only on SuperSport on DSTV.
I know where to get nice things at a nice price. Get the Quarter Deluxe regular meal for only $49.90. A deal for the smart spender. Nah, so.
Yo, welcome back to my life. What are you doing? Awesome's what I'm doing. See, where I'm from, we don't just move. We really move. No one does summer like we do.
Awesome's what we're doing.
We don't just play. Sitala waya waya kabaya. What are you doing? Awesome's what I'm doing.
For just the second time this season, Orlando Pirates have scored 2 goals in a DStv Premiership match. On the road, Suleiman Golden Arrows here at the Princess Mogogo Stadium. They have a decent advantage, and Arrows have been forced to respond, bringing on young Spunelo Pele, who came through their development. You wonder what he will be able to do in the second period to influence this game. The visitors, Orlando Pirates, seeking to do what they've not managed to do all season and score in the second half of a league game. They have just one second half goal this season, and that was in the MTN8 quarter-final, that 2-1 win against Royal AM as we get back underway. James Munyane, who's been excellent today as well, scoring 10 minutes after the interval. But as far as the league is concerned, DStv Premiership, they don't have a single goal in the second 45. If you're following up to Jabo on Twitter, you'll know that this is the 65th time that Orlando Pirates go into the second half of the PSL game leading by a 2-goal margin. They had lost just one of those previous 64 instances. So, Toki, it's been a decent more than decent first half, especially when this man's on the ball. What a police signing again, like it's just the first minute of the game. Lighting it up on that flank.
Oh, he's certainly lighting it up on the flank. His speed, but also for me, it's just his calmness when he gets on the ball, making sure that every decision he makes
Ndlondlo returns it to him. Decent ball from the skipper. It's actually from that throw-in position that Divine Lunga tossed it long in Arrows last game against Stellenbosch. Eventually dropped for Zuke, who was in your picture a moment ago, on the edge of the area. He scored a lovely goal, his first in senior football. How about this from Sapir now? Poor efforts after a good darting run.
He's a bit desperate. He really now wants to make sure that he initiates the attack. Take those chances, make use of those chances. Must have been the conversation in the change room that guys, we need to go out there and just really impose ourselves.
Munyane. Munyane off his line. There's the Namibian Dean Hotto. He'll turn 32 later this month. Good exchange of passes. Stab through for Saleng, who was offside. The pace they have on that right-hand flank, though. It's the beer for Arrows, Pule Mori. Prevents the corner, does Innocent Maila. If you're only joining us for the second half, he perhaps had a bit of a let-off early in the first. With a boot quite high on the knee of Magawana, I think it was, and earned himself a yellow later in the half for a foul on Ntwandwe, who thought that he was going clean through before being hauled back by Maela. So I think many will deem him a little lucky. This is Tabani Zuke. Ndlondlo for Pirates. Hot on his outside. Checks back in. Finds a great ball for Erasmus, who has his heels clipped by Zuke, is already on a yellow card. And he will escape unpunished this time around, but it means he's going to have to tread very cautiously for the rest of the game.
Yeah, very clumsy tackle there from the captain, who is really treading on thin ice, considering that he does certainly have a yellow. He's going to have to be very cautious with his tackles.
Dlamini and Ndlondlo, the pair of potential takers. Fair distance out from goal. Not quite 30 yards, but would require a powerful shot. So left for Ndlondlo. Goes back for Dlamini. Face of action taken. Lunga tried to do too much. Lele puts a toe in. Saleng recovers it. The crowd like that. Retains possession for Orlando Pirates all the way back to Bochani. Oh, he's picked a pass. Kotor. Dlamini. Or rather Ndlondlo. Erasmus was furthest forward, looking to perhaps pounce on a deflected strike.
And once again, Golden Arrows really flirting with danger. The clearance from Ponjane, right down the middle once again. That midfield unguarded, gets Ndlondlo, and now they're forced into an error, conceding now a corner. And I do feel that Golden Arrows should really do well in taking care of that midfield.
Dube tasked with Jackie Erasmus. Hung up in the evening air. Mayela helping it back into the 18-yard area. Tim to Munyane. Scoops it forward. Pulemori. Dube to Suke. Golden Arrows actually unbeaten against Gauteng sides at home in their last 4. They've won 3 of those and drawn 1. That was since a 1-0 defeat to Sundowns in October of last year. That is the only defeat they have suffered in their last 13 visits from sides from Gauteng. This would be an impressive result, or even more impressive result for Orlando Pirates, just considering the context. The Pirates away to KZN sides, usually not particularly good in their last 10, excluding Magic 8 in Maritzburg in the bio bubble, because that was in Gauteng. They've won 2, lost 2, and drawn 6 of those matches. Interestingly, at home against KZN sides, they are unbeaten in their last 18 league matches. Saleh goes down, felt the shove. Julie threw himself to the floor. That's precisely what Sekou Mubadi thought it was. Perhaps a little bit of simulation. Murmurs of disagreement from the crowd. Well, Divine Lunga had been pushed a little bit forward since Pele came onto the park and hasn't really had the desired impact, so Siebok Kumalo, another young player, is brought on in his place.
Lunga just being caught a couple of times just out of position with major of the attack coming on his right side. Maybe that is why the informed decision of getting that sub.
Fortune Makerenge on now for Kabelo Dlamini as Orlando Pirates fresh in the midfield. Ben Motswari, who started the previous game, was sacrificed for this encounter. We'll wait to learn who he will be replacing. But it appears that Miguel Tim has seen the gestures from the dugouts, and off he comes.
Like for like sub, getting Ben just to come into that midfield to get a few minutes of the game. But this is the luxury of Orlando Pirates, where they can really replace quality for quality.
Yeah.
And maybe really trying to give Miguel Tim, who started every single game this season, just a bit of rest.
He hasn't been able to muster a smile yet, Coach Jose Riviero. Doesn't want to count his chickens just yet. 30 minutes to go. Do have a significant advantage in this tie. Sibia's take. It's turned away by Mdlondlo. A quarter hour into this second period, things as they were when the players exited the tunnel for the second half. 2-0 to Orlando Pirates. Mayela sliding in to concede the corner. The Golden Arrows had an opportunity to actually move above Orlando Pirates today. Still do. Started 8th, are currently 8th. Sibia's corner. Morgan Mamela, with Chipper Pingesi as chairman alongside him. Sheffield United coming off a hugely important 1-0 win over Skukuni United here in KZN. Their first time in the Chile Boys' history that they have managed 4 consecutive wins in the top flights.
Very, very impressive report card. And just looking at the log standings, so much of improvements with just 2 or 3 consecutive wins just really changes everything on the log. They're now in the top 8.
Yeah, just like that. It is very congested in mid-table, so a couple of wins even for the sides at the bottom, and suddenly they find themselves right in the thick of it. That is the nature of this league. No one yet cut adrift a third of the way into the season. Dion Hotto just coming inside. Sibisi cleaning up. Da. The most effective clearance from him. The second time of asking, gets it away from danger. Seems like a long way back for Lamontfort Golden Arrows. Endured a very difficult start to the season, but the only defeat in the last 8 games was to Sundowns, and actually managed to score away against Sundowns for the first time since 2013. So it was an impressive gutsy performance, despite the fact that they were on the losing end at the Tuck Stadium. Global steps in to win it. Mugelo Dube can't locate a teammate. Likes what he's seeing so far. Coach Riviero wants to throw more striking reinforcements into the mix. It's Sakelele Pasa, nice touch from Hotto, and another nice touch. Dion Hotto seeking out a teammate. Mutswari pounces on it. Saleng has it taken away. Can't forget that Monopole Saleng is on a hat-trick. Seeking to return the favour for Kermit Erasmus, who's assisted both his goals. Brings it forward. Coming back from an offside position is Sibia. coming into this match, he had created 21 chances this season, more than any other player in the top flight. Incidentally, or any other player who played 9 matches. Incidentally, Philip Ndlondo, very close in that regard. Came into this match having created 19. Some of those for Gallants, though. So another change for Orlando Pirates. Kevin Erasmus has more than played his part. It was his shot that forced the equalizer against AmaZulu in their last outing. Goal that went down as Benimoto own goal. He bags 2 assists tonight. He's replaced by Zakele Lepasa. Masego Marco is also waiting to enter the fray. Innocent Mayela's numbers up. So Orlando Pirates in the second period have made a big refresh. 4 players introduced. Sapia. Difficult to determine what his intention was there.
I thought the idea was there. He just wanted to chip it onto Ndwandwe's path, but the execution was just not the greatest ones from Sibia this evening.
This could be a major turning point for Orlando Pirates in terms of their fortunes on the road this season. That win against Royal AM this term, their only victory in their last 9 away games coming into this particular encounter. Well, last season, the Pirates also met Arrows in their 12th match of the season. It was a 0-0 draw. They moved from 15 points to 16 points. Today, if things stay as they are, they will be moving from 16 to 19. So they came into this game in a very similar position to this point last season. But if you're tracking the 2 charts next to each other, pulling away in terms of what they managed in the previous campaign. Not the best day out for Coach Vivi and his charges. So whilst we await good news on the injury front, let's have a look at this magnificent contribution from Monopoli Saleng. Not just his goals, his all-round play today.
Yeah, he's been very instrumental in every attack that Orlando Pirates have launched. That 18-yard box of Golden Arrows. I think just the ability of varying your play. He chooses one moment to go out wide, get in the cross, chooses one moment to cut in, chooses one moment to then take a shot. And I think that's why he's on a brace. It's no surprise that his stats are actually one of the best in terms of just forward passes, but also key passes into the final third.
Well, just the second brace of his career. He also netted a double in a 3-1 win against Cape Town Spurs while still on the books of Free State Stars, very end of the 2020-21 season. Still a good atmosphere here at the Princess Mogogo Stadium, although slightly muted from the Lamartville Golden Arrows contingent. Alison Da, mercifully, is back up on his own steam. Unless something changes drastically, those who came here clad in green will be departing disappointed. 20 minutes to go, and another change for Musa Kosi on for Dube. Free kick turned away for a throw-in. Sipisi with the header clear. Philippe Ndlondlo takes it into stride. It's clipped. Rebecca Dlamini with the foul. And it has from Josini on the Eswatini border heading up towards Mozambique.
Dlamini realized that he was in serious danger, really trying to track Ndlondlo, who's actually very quick as well, using his speed. Just really intentionally catches his ankles, taking one for the team.
Yeah, you can have absolutely no complaints about that. Dlamini hooks it forward. Modi can't control. Silky stuff from Pirates. Fortune Makaringe dispossessed. It comes at the expense of a Pirates throw-in. Gumede can't locate Ndlovu.
We have to compliment Golden Arrows, Grant. They look so much more better team in the second half, much more organized, evenly balanced in the positions they were lacking in the first half. But unfortunately, with the 2-0 deficit, it becomes a bit of a mountain to climb. But this is a much better looking Golden Arrows that are evenly balanced on the park.
I think that second goal really deflated them because they've actually had a decent record this season coming back from a goal down. They've done it 3 times already this term in these 6 instances before this game that they conceded first. They managed to rescue a point against Gallants in August, against both Cape Town City and Stellenbosch in their last 2 matches. But this, just a bridge too far, as Nkosi manages to get the ball back. The 22-year-old is making his first appearance of the season, having sat on the bench as an unused sub half a dozen times.
Yeah, it does really well to get involved. And once again, Golden Arrows showing some glimpses of confidence as they beat that front press initiated by Seleng up front. And they do very well to have the composure and build up all the way through to the final third.
Here's Lepasa. Fortune Makaringe caressed into the path of his fullback, who goes tumbling down but gets it back. That's out by Dlamini. Munyane tracking Modi. Tony Modi waited an age for the run in behind from Sapir. Didn't materialize. Dlamini. Ndwandwe hugging the flank, won't be able to keep that in.
We haven't seen these kinds of passes from Golden Arrows where Dlamini is looking to get the diagonal pass and using the speed of Ndwandwe or Modi. But this is one moment once again where we see the qualities of Golden Arrows coming to the fore.
rather interestingly, Pirates' last 4 victories against Le Mans Golden Arrows, including one in the Telkom Knockout and in the Nedbank Cup, have all come away. And they finally put an end to this. It seems as though they'll put an end to this long dry spell against Arrows. It stretches back 6 games, once again at the home ground of Le Mans Golden Arrows.
And it comes at a time where we're complimenting Golden Arrows of just how stingy they've been at home with those maximum points. Unfortunately, Orlando Pirates had different ideas this evening.
Good block tackle, it's nice by Zakele Lepasa. Seeking to scamper away from Kumalo. This time wins the battle. Makarenge with a nice touch, Munyane. Oh, Makarenge has been caught. Munyane sold him a little short, and Mori came in to win it.
Ooh, that's a dangerous tackle.
Yeah. Has gone over the ball onto the shin. Mori now in his 3rd season with Le Mans Golden Arrows since joining from Utungati. Plenty of suitors in the off-season. Was a little bit discouraged at the beginning of this campaign that he hadn't earned a move away from Arrows, but he got his mindset right, and in pretty good goal-scoring form, at least before the international break he was. So quite found his feet in that regard again after the resumption of the league. So booking for Pule Mori. He's the 4th Arrows player to be cautioned today.
And only gets a yellow card for that kind of tackle. I'm not convinced. I thought that was a very, very dangerous tackle.
Happy people in the stands. Some different area of the stadium looking a little forlorn. To open your accounts. Monopoli Saleng still on the park, still has a chance for that hat-trick. He's never scored a professional hat-trick before, Monopoli Saleng. It's his 3rd consecutive start as well, which I think is significant, because let's not forget how surprised the general public were to see him in that starting lineup against Mamelodi Sundowns in the first leg of their MTN8 semi-final, which, by the way, is their next game coming up on Saturday. They'll be away to Masandawang, and the aggregate score still 0-0. Here's Saleng again. Dlodlo. The passer. Still advancing down the left-hand flank. Mele, just possessed by Munyane. This is Ndaya. All judged by Zuke. Swept out to Sabia. They can pull one back now, then could be an opportunity. Could be an opportunity wasted. That was the chance for Pulemori.
Golden opportunity here for Modi. Svea does really well against Mako. I thought they could have just really held his composure and just slotted back in the net. And I think from here onwards, Golden Arrows would at least have a lifeline.
I wonder if I can make an excuse on his behalf, whether, of course, his touch just changed the trajectory of the ball. It looped up towards him when I think he was set to try and strike it, coming at him a little lower.
And I think just at that height, it becomes very difficult to get it under control.
Yeah. Last season, Arrows won a few games, 3 in fact, in which they had conceded first, came back to win from 2 goals down against SuperSport United, though they were aided by a red card. This one goes Chiefs and Amazulu as well. Now, Venomseni and Dwandwe has been forced out wide. Sabisi takes care of the immediate danger. They'll come back at them with a throw-in. We are into the final 10 minutes here at the Princess Magova Stadium.
Much better Golden Arrows, really. But just the passage of play improving as well. Getting those angles, getting the third runner, getting involved in the game. These are the combinations that you really want to see from a Golden Arrows that are actually chasing the game.
Oh, cut out by Ndlondlo, freeing Lepasa. It's left Ndlovu for dead. And Ndlovu recovering well. Kumalo swings it across field for Modi. Well, the Pirates still yet to net a league goal in the second period this season. That particular stat may remain unchanged, although I don't think it will bother them as much on a day like this as it might have in the past. Good link up. It's just a little too much on that for Dlamini. Head injury for Venomseni and Dwandwe. Fault's called.
Surprising to see Nda getting involved in such tackles. I think throughout the game he hasn't just really looked like the Nda that we know. Nda who's available to get a free pass, initiate the build up from the back. It's just getting into physical battles, ones that could really give him a bit of injuries. And I think today he could have been quite very useful for the team in terms of building up from the back. He's one of those defenders that have the ability to give you a good pass, even bypassing the midfield with these long-range passes. But we haven't really seen him quite active today.
Well, in about 7 or so minutes, those fans will be departing very happy. Herman Erasmus finding Saleng, his first Orlando Pirates goal. And then how about this for a touch from Erasmus? Again, unselfish. Saleng on the double. Question marks over the goalkeeping. He won't worry at all about that.
Yeah, Saleng has really looked like a fired-up player since returning from his loan at Swallows. I think it's just super motivated coming back to Orlando Pirates, just realizing that second opportunity of being in this institution, and I think has contributed quite positively towards the team's success this evening.
So Ndwandwe retreating behind the goal. He's receiving a bit of treatment from Sean Croxford, a physio who's currently working with Knox Mutizwa, and the right back, Ntuzum Klongo, will both only be available upon the resumption of the league after the FIFA World Cup, which, by the way, comes to you live in your World of Champions in 33 days. Speaking of Knox Mutizwa, actually, it was a pretty consequential game these two contested on the final day of the 2016-17 season. Knox Mutizwa scored in the final minute of that one at the Moses Mabhida Stadium to win the game 2-1 for Arrows and get them into the top 8. It was a season to forget for Orlando Pirates. They finished 11th.
We all know a fired-up Knox Mutizwa can cause lots and lots of troubles for the opposition. Just really unfortunate that these past 2 seasons have really seen him sidelined due to injuries.
So 5 minutes to go in this one. Amanda, you know, will be sticking around in Durban. AmaZulu taking on Maritzburg United in a KZN derby at 5 p.m. tomorrow at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. There's other really intriguing matches coming up after that. Mamelodi Sundowns against Marino Gallants. Kaizer Chiefs taking on TS Galaxy. Everyone remembers the history of that particular time. Those will all be live on Super Sports, a couple of streams as well. Richards Bay vs Cape Town City, Swallows vs Royal AM. You can catch those on the DSTV Now platform. Spear still working hard. He's fouled right in the middle of the park. And the former Arrows mentor, Mandla Ntakazi, just throwing his charges to show a little bit of composure. They've attacked a little more frequently down the left-hand side than they did in the first half. Orlando Pirates, but still not as much as they ventured down the right. So SuperSport United currently hold the summit. They have played 2 more games than Mamelodi Sundowns. Will be looking to recapture top of the table when they face Marino Gallants tomorrow. The police officer, Cedric Mubali, showing a 5th yellow card to an Arrows player this time. Goes to the substitute Taylor. Just one Pirates player booked, and that's Innocent Mayela.
Yeah, Taylor really just caught in trouble, just extending his arm in the face of Saleng, just earning himself a yellow card.
Sevilla in pursuit. Foot race against Paseka Marco. Somehow kept it in play. That's something that the Orlando Pirates fans enjoyed, the effort.
Yeah, one thing I know about the fans, they'll always applaud a player that works really hard for the team.
Offside against Nkosi after that flick from Duandwe. A tight one, but the correct call. We turn our attentions to the sidelines, where Orlando Pirates will be making their final available change. Collins Mahacha coming on. It's the end of Munyane's nights. So that means that Evidence Makgopo will remain on the bench as his second appearance amongst the substitutes for the former Baraka man Makgopo. He won't be used tonight. It's a 4th sub-appearance for another Baraka man in the form of Makgakos. Immediately into the action. Oh, how about this? And over. Tlondlo incensed. Lepasa incensed. Saleng apologizes. but he is on a hat-trick.
But what a lovely gesture, I think, for Makgaka, who does a great run here inside the box. Just lays it off for Saleng, who I think everyone now knows that he's just on that hat-trick, really trying to get him to get that one inside the goals.
And still they can't bowl to the back of the net after the break, Pirates. Although there are 5 additional minutes for them to do so. Threading the ball in behind for Ndwandwe. Oh, Venom said Ndwandwe with a lovely piece of skill. Late arrival from Nkosi, can't pick him out. Shiny with the long clearance. Rising well was Lepasa illegally, according to the referee. Just augmenting the atmosphere here, the Orlando Pirates fans are in great spirits. Lovely momentum to carry into that second leg tie in the semi-finals of the MTN 8 against Mamelodi Sundowns. Earning a yellow card for that aerial duel. Here's Sipia, trapped by Marco, makes a brilliant lunging tackle.
You just look at the quality that Orlando Pirates have. Mayela is subbed, Marco comes in, equal effort, work rate and attitude. And this is a team who I think are gradually growing in confidence.
Sapia's corner. I reckon well wide of the mark by Ndwandwe. It just hasn't been his day. Lovely scenes.
Happy people.
Yeah. Back to winning ways for Orlando Pirates. No surprise. It's a festive atmosphere. Intervention from Ndlovu was crucial. Zuke taking it forward. Well, the Arrows will have to pick themselves up for consecutive KZN derbies before the World Cup. They face Royal AM away on the 25th of this month. The side they drew twice with last season. 2-2 in May, having played out a goalless stalemate in December of last year. Now they're looking for a goal. Oh, wow, what a save from Punchani. Desperate to maintain that clean sheet, and he is denied Mori brilliantly.
Once again, Nda just really allowing that ball to get through so easily, forcing Mponjana to put up a brilliant save.
And Mponjana makes another save, this time for the cameras, that one looping rather tamely towards him. But the early opportunity, I think, as a consequence of a bit of laziness from Lisa Nda. And in the week leading up to that crucial game against Mamelodi Sundowns, is this really the kind of performance you want to be putting in, despite the fact that he's part of a defence that has kept a clean sheet tonight?
Yeah, considering your stats, Grant, that they're always bound to concede, and that's something that Orlando Pirates really need to eradicate from their play. They've done absolutely well this evening, and conceding a goal in these late stages would really just not be on for this team.
There is the final whistle. Orlando Pirates return to winning ways. They snapped a 3-game winless run in the top flights. Monopoly Saleng, the hero. And the fans depart incredibly happy. It's not the best night at the office for Lamontville Golden Arrows, who came into this match riding a 3-game unbeaten streak in the league. Orlando Pirates winless in their last 6 against Lamontville Golden Arrows. They finally break that particular duck. They came into this game having not netted against the Bafana Bastende for 10 hours. Well, it didn't take them long to change that. Inside 6 minutes, they had opened the scoring and never really looked back. Yes, they're still having problems in the second half in terms of goal scoring. They have not netted after the interval since the beginning of the season in the league. And today, a very good outing in KZN for Orlando Pirates as they look forward now to the second leg of the MTN8 semi-final. They come away with a 2-0 win over Arrows.
A big thank you to the Super Voices of Super Disc here at the Princess Makoko Stadium. Well, the 3 points go to Orlando Pirates. They keep a clean sheet to final score. Lamontville Golden Arrows 0, Orlando Pirates 2. The DSTV Premiership Man of the Match is right here. Consensus choice, really. It's Monopoly Saleng. Now he walks up to me off camera. Ari, congratulations.
Ka talent yang fileng yone ke leboga le di coach ka believe ba nnileng lone mo gonna ke leboga le di teammate ka go dula ba encourage ko training gore ke dule ke kora ba nnile le one believe mo gonna so ke happy ka performance ya today cause coach o re boleletse gore like a ke tla dalla gaufi le Erasmus ke a gona go kora di goal cause ke ne ke starta wide then ke be ke tsena mo gare ana itse re ke start wide then ke tsena mo gare cause re sanna predictable re toetsa so ke ne ke ikhela ka nako tsotlhe ke le gaufi le Erasmus. That's why every time I tshwara ball ana kopana le nna ke le mo space so a dira di
a fa chances tse 2 he
a fa chances tse 2 ka kora cause re ne re shota tsone di goal cause game le game re ntse re dlala sentle ke tsone di goal tse ntse di shota so no yana
goal scoring got an early problem because performance when I was good but the goal ne di khana
the goal di ne di khana but re ne re dula re bereka ka yone ko training re dula re ntse re kora cause performance yone e dula ntse improve game le game ke di goal tsone di ntse di khana so ke happy no
maripaletse he ka second half because no goals in the second half.
Coach o re la re second half like a re press a re bona gore a re khone go wina ball re drop deep re ba lawe ba dlale mo pele ga rona so
but la wa game e tlang he ele ya Sundowns ya MTN8 ko Polokwane
re ready so a re khona go kora yana go shon le ko le Sundowns re khona go kora di goal re batla go kora mo at least a re sa khona a re sa tlhole re kora di 1-0 ga improve no
well done today ne ke lebo
le na ka lebo
Monopoly Saleng, the DSTV Premiership Man of the Match, walks away with his trophy, gets a big hug from his coach who joins me now. He's right here. It's Jose Rivera. Coach, appreciate your time. Thoughts, please.
Well, like I mentioned in the pre-match interview, that we want to start away the way we usually start at home. I think today the boys did a fantastic job. The first 25 minutes we played, I think, a beautiful football, plenty of runnings, transitions, occasions. So today was enough. We were accurate in the first part of the first half. We could even get more advantage before the halftime. Obviously, the second half, the opponent, Arrows, have to take more risk, accumulate more players up front, so start a new game. It was a pity that we couldn't make better transitions in the second half, but overall, I think that Pirates did a good job tonight, and we really deserve the 3-1.
It's this type of performances you want to see going forward.
I've seen before this type of performance. The only difference tonight is the result. I think we played better games than this one, actually, but we didn't manage to get advantage in the first half, which is important when you play away, that you can capitalize your dominance like we did it today. Otherwise, when you go to the end of the games away with an equal result, it's it's difficult to deal with it, and sometimes you can be punished, you know, even though you have the control. Today we managed to get the lead quick. So yeah, happy with the performance, with a big gap to improve still, so we're going there.